everybody, thank you very much for joining me today. Today's reading is going to be how to get the best out of this relationship. In the north of England, I think it may be just particular to that area, it would be how to get your person to get a wriggle on. I know we can't force people to do anything, but we can make situations easy for ourselves and for others to be able to move forward. You have got three choices. That's exciting. You have got three choices in here, which are supposed to relate to you. If you are feeling like the 8 of Earth and Saturn in this relationship, that what you actually want out of the relationship is stability, a connection where two people work together that's genuine and that is probably longer lasting, maybe less emotional expression and more dedication to a goal or to each other. That is your pile. If you pick number 2, which is the Fool and the Sun, you would possibly be looking for the ability to express yourself, the ability to find excitement into a relationship and a new direction in life is what I would say for number 2. Number 3 is the 6 of Water and Juno. That is to relate in a very tender, a very almost traditional with the Juno card there. So that's like more like a marriage, a partnership that is longer lasting than something like perhaps the middle one, and a sweetness in there. There's a sweetness and a kindness in the last pile. So 3 very different piles. 8 of Earth, number 1, the Fool card for number 2, and the 6 of Water for number 3. If you want to take your choice, and then we'll get stuck in and find out. Do you know what, pile number 1? I was going to put more cards out, but I think it would confuse it. I had like different things. I can layer on this, but I'm just going to get started. How to get what you want. This sounds like very sort of, I'm going to take over the world, which I'm sure isn't very tarot, but how to get what you want out of a relationship here. You've got the 8 of Earth and the Saturn card here, and they're coming across as the 2 of Air. These 2 cards, as I said in the introduction, are very steady, very focused, very much let's work together and get this done and achieve something in our life, achieve something. The 2 of Air here is a bit stubborn and questioning which way to go. I'm going to stick here. Maybe I want this, maybe I don't want this. This is somebody who is stubborn and on the fence to me at the moment. I'm not saying with regards to you, but maybe just their disposition at this moment in their life. You've got the 2 of Pentacles in the central pile with the heartache underneath. So to me, the 2 of Pentacles with the 2 twos is duality. It's play with a situation. Pull back from what I guess is an intent to more of a playful attitude. And with the swords underneath, it's like the 3 of Swords is a, oh my God, there's a phrase for this. It's something like, not the devil may care, but it's like who cares? Let's just say who cares, the devil may care. This is like play and don't have any expectations. It's almost a bit, to me, there's a naughty feeling under this, pushing a bit in a way that antagonizing who they are. It's like, it's cheeky, it's got a cheeky feeling to it. It's like play with this person. You've got the Emperor card underneath, which to me is you taking initiative and being less intent on an outcome. Is to sum it up, you can finish there. But that is what I've got in this central pile and with the energy that's coming on either side here. You've got here the Karmic Soul Release card, the Death card and the Fool card at the beginning. So once again, I feel that you're one of those people that go into relationships when you feel you're going to get something out of it that is of substance that lasts. And this is asking you to be very different. People have said don't sidetrack into readings, don't sidetrack into stories. My life is a story, your life's a story. This has got a feeling here of my brother coming back from Australia and saying that he went to a Oh no, he didn't go anywhere. He didn't go to a psychic. He had a Ouija board episode with a girlfriend that he was hanging around with, whose dad was into all different types of occult that were very scary, to the fact that they questioned where a baby disappeared. Anyway, they got through this spirit or whatever it was that was meant to be dad, who committed suicide in the end. These stories are interesting. I find them interesting anyway. And this girl was told by this spirit, who I think was her dad, that she should stop thinking that she should just have one relationship at a time and just have, aim towards a particular partner and then getting married, and to experience as many relationships and as much sex as she could, which my brother thought was extremely amusing. This has got, I'm not saying in such a dramatic feeling behind it, but has got a similar air. It's like, don't dedicate yourself to an ideal. It's relax with regards to what is your normal process possibly with these cards here, and play with all those things that you think are not the fact that it makes you mentally imbalanced, which is definitely a point coming outside your comfort zone there, because it can make you feel as if I've lost myself and I'm sliding. This has got a feeling of just push yourself a little bit to do something that feels unfamiliar. I'm not saying like have sex with lots of different people or to sleep with somebody when it's not your, it's not your usual way in relationships, to do with it at a particular time, like too early or whatever. But to have a little bit more friskiness about you is what I would say here, because this is like waiting for the soulmate feeling. The Fool card and the Death card is like the Alpha, is it the Alpha and the Omega, whatever that is? It's like the beginning and the end. You're looking for it, and the current release is like you're looking for a relationship that makes you feel that. And the Star card here is a feeling of, that's difficult. The Star card is fixed, so it fits in with this, but it also, I think it is the same, to be honest. Let me just put one over the Star card here. And this is more in the past, so this may relate to this, and this is intensity to me. No. Oh, hold on, this is making it difficult for me. The Star card is fixed, but to me, it can often feel a little bit lighter because it's projecting forward. It's like, it's putting it into, it's not. It's honing it down. It's seeing the bigger picture and bringing it down in this card here. It's got its feelers spread. You've got your feelers spread with regards to this relationship, but you're honing it into something that's important to you. That's what the Star card is in here. So we're talking about playfulness. I feel that with regards to the way that these cards come out, that you may have had a few relationships in the past, and this is the one that you want. Possibly here, because of past experiences here. So how can you be more playful in this? Definitely by taking the lead, by stop waiting for them to initiate get-togethers or initiate this or see what they think of you. This is with the Emperor card in the centre. Even if it feels like you're going to get slightly bruised, it's like, have a go anyway. And I'm not saying in any of these readings do something that's going to upset you, because we all know inside ourselves how to push slightly to move forward, but not to tip yourself over the edge. Initiate talking, initiate a conversation, communicate, email, but do it if that makes you feel sick, if that makes your throat tighten. It's like, do it in a way that you would do it. The Eight of Earth here, the Saturn card here is talk about work, or talk about how you could help somebody, or talk about, it's like advice type of laden email, that type of thing. You don't have to declare undying love, but you do have to be more playful with it, which is not talk about work. Hold on, let me help you out. How can you be more playful? Let me just have the Star card. How do Star people play? Uranus play, oh my God, they do play. Uranus play in a way that is quick, that is, it's kind, but because they tend to feel people's emotions, but could be a little bit annoying. Uranus will play in a way, I was talking about this in a previous reading, you've got that scorpionic feel of, oh my God, what's his name, Ryan Reynolds. We were talking about him last night, saying he's Scorpio. We were saying initially it started off, he looks Virgo, his eyes are close together. Then we were talking about, his wife's all Virgo. She's just had her 4th baby and looks like she's not had one. This is how the conversation started. And then we're looking at his chart thinking, he's all Scorpio. He doesn't appear it, but I bet he is in private. But his Uranus conjunct his moon is what we see. That is quips, playfulness, taking life lightly, making life exciting. So that is the way forward in this relationship, is to take charge and make life exciting, make life mentally stimulating, do something that's unexpected, do something that is the complete opposite from what this person is expecting, and this may take them out of this blocked energy here. What bugger, look at that. I'm not moving, I'm just looking at myself. How to get them out of that. You're still in the 2s here. You've got lots of 2s here. This person is 2 feelings here, pliable but stubborn. I know that doesn't make sense. It's like they're stuck in a rut, but they could be open to different choices because it is the 2s that they're playing with. But to me, this is like, I'm right in the middle of it. I could go either way. So the timing may be a factor here. If you open up and do something that possibly keep your same basic nature, but do something that provides an alternative to what they expect. You've got more very bad English. You've got the Sacred Heart and the Queen of Cups, which are more very emotional. And to me, this is a feeling of emotional fixity, Scorpio, possibly here. We were talking about earlier with the Sacred Heart, the Queen of Cups, and this feeling of feeling quite heavy with it here. Talk about your emotions, but this to me must come across in a, how does Uranus talk about emotions? They don't. Playful, it's silly. It's straight, oh my gosh. This is going back to the Ouija board reading. This is almost asking you to play with not being yourself. Am I saying do this in public in front of your person? No, I'm saying do this with yourself and then give them a taste of it. Give them like 10% of what you've basically been acting out at home in front of your mirror with your microphone. This has got a feeling of what ifs. You know, what if I'm hurt? What if this happens? You know, it's like train yourself to think of the worst case scenario, play it through, and then it won't feel as bad. It's that type of feeling. It's like coming out of your shell a bit here with the Ace of Swords and the King of Wands. Practice communicating with others before. If this relationship is really important to you, it's play with other people that have similar energy to this person. And if you've got people around you that are similar or that may react in ways, start giving them a little bit. Give them a little bit of fun. Give them a little bit of humour. Just enjoy yourselves with them. Because I feel that ability to be flexible, to be able to react in different ways to whatever comes towards you, to stop being possibly, I think both of you are stubborn, and I think you're both stubborn with your personalities, that you sit in them and think this is me, and this is asking you to both move forward in a way for you to practice it, to play with people. Don't quote me on that. To play with situations and to be, so that you're more confident with it when you're with this person. This person to me feels like somebody who life has taken them down a route and they stick in it. But deep down, this person likes to have choices. And that if you come to them with the package that you have here, to me, it feels like they're going to enjoy it. They're going to feel safe in it. They're going to feel comfort in it. But they want to feel that they're not locked into a pathway in life with it. They want to be able to travel with you and have crossroads and alternative routes to take. It's opening up. It's different. I don't know how to put it into words. When there's no words. Okay, I'll give you a scenario. Let's just say you two are going on holiday together. This person's very happy in the way that you get on. So you're there, you've sat down together, you're going to plan it. With the Eight of Earth here and the Saturn card here, you want to book your flights, book the taxi to the hotel. You want to organise. You want to travel, so you've got your car booked as well. You want to organise where you're staying each night and how many miles there are in between each stop. So there you are doing all this. This is Saturn in the Eight of Earth, organised, calculated, and it all feels safe. Fine, that's good. Then you've got here the Lovers card and the Two of Air. This person is almost being a little bit antagonistic with, I really want to go on holiday, but do we have to know where we're going in each, for each night? Or do we have to book that particular place? Or should we just not leave it a little bit open? And this is saying to you, just do it, because it may actually bring something out of yourself that is far more childish, childlike, spontaneous, and open yourselves up to what I guess is a holiday, which is basically my reference here for your connection in general, to something that is more fluid. And that is the way you're going to get the best out of this relationship. It's unexpected. The pathways that I talked about earlier, you don't even know what they are yet. He or she doesn't know what they are yet. And it's far better than you could possibly predict. The Star and the Indecision. That's looking forward, and that is your pathways aren't chosen yet, but you're choosing them. So to get the best out of this relationship is to let go, let flow, but to initiate at the same time. It's like play with it, push it forward slightly, open up possibilities, but then don't stick to what the decisions what this person gives you. This person's going to be, this person's going to be excited by the possibilities that are possibility unseen. Sorry, this takes me down some goose chase here, but that is what I've got. The way to get the best out of this relationship is play and allow whatever is in the future to unfold, to not be hurt by things that don't work out, because you like to have things possibly controlled here, the Eight of Earth and Saturn card here, but to still initiate, to not basically ruminate in, oh my God, they didn't say yes to that because they don't like me. This is like, I am the emperor. I can actually make things manifest by just offering them here. Don't take it too personally, but don't hide yourself, is what I would say. You like a strong relationship. So if somebody slightly says, no, actually, that holiday idea is a bit rubbish, you could possibly retreat in, possibly is given a lot of airtime today, you could retreat into your, I'm going to say shell here, but it's like into your workspace. I can sort that out. We can work together. I can get another plan together. And it's like, no, just present it and see what happens. You need options to move forward in this relationship. You need to provide those options. You need to basically open up yourself and life in general to allow this person to come forward, because they're stuck. These cards to me do speak a duality, but because of this person looking at themselves in the mirror, it's like this person's stuck in the choices. They don't really know which way to go. And you're probably thinking, I can work this out if I work really hard at it. You don't need to work hard. You need to open up. You need to present yourself in a way that is more versatile. You don't have to be, as I said earlier, you don't have to, when I was talking about Ouija boards, I'm going to go back and try and make sure I don't get myself stuck somewhere. It's like you don't have to have sex with lots of people. You don't have to do all these alternative things. You don't have to travel to Bangkok, and you don't have to, I don't know, all these different things like, I know, be sick outside a pub to make yourself look like you know, look at me, I'm so versatile and fluid. This has just present them. And then conduct them with your own personality in the way that feels comfortable to you, but you've got to open up with possibilities. One more time. Right, okay. So the Sacred Heart, and this is like wrapping up here as it comes up here, is, oh, bless you. You love big time. You like to feel secure in relationships. You've got a lot to love to give. There's a feeling here that you are looking for that soulmate personality, and it weighs heavy on you. Big expectations coming from you. And this is like, no, be more like the King of Wands. The King of Wands experiences life. They play with it. They play with it with full force. All in that moment. And there's a feeling here that you've got to allow this person to see that in you. I mean, you play with things full force with this energy, but it's more head down and get it done and show that you're competent and show that you're solid, which is basically part of that soulmate feeling here. You want a strong connection, but this is saying you can do that in a different way. You can do that in a more playful way. This is the King of Wands, so he owns himself, which is what you do, but it's got if that doesn't work out with this card in them, you know, King of Wands, Aries, Sagittarius, not so much Leo, because Leo's more where he's fixed. When it comes to love, they like to experience, they like to put themselves on the line, and then they can move on quickly if it doesn't work. And it's asking you to play with that, not to be it, just to play with it a bit here, to take control of yourself, not to sit back and wonder, which is difficult when you want strong relationship because it hurts more, which is why you've got this in the central pile. So, pile number 1. To get this person to move, to get the best out of this relationship, the best out of yourself is to be more open, more versatile, more confident, more playful, I would say here, and that will give this person a feeling there's more opportunities and less possibility of hurting you because you are more resilient. You can just keep moving a little bit, because I think that you have strong feelings for certain people, and once you've locked in and you want it to work, and you put, with the Saturn and the 8 of Earth, you put all the effort in. This is still putting the effort in, but it's like playfulness. I don't care if this doesn't work, let me just have a go. Okay, I'm going to leave that there, and just a little reminder, we don't need to change our personalities, but we need to be able to be open to different parts of ourselves. It's all in us, all of it. Okay, I'm going to leave you there. Thanks very much, pile number 1. Thanks for joining me. Bye. Oh dear, pile number 2. This has got a very strong feeling to it of, I was going to say specific something that's happened here. You've got energy coming out of the pair of you that is youthful, fun-loving, exciting, and I used the word earlier today, there's a bit of peacocking going on their side here, because I love that word. I just love the thought of anybody doing that. It makes me smile. You've got a feeling here that something's happened between the pair of you that has hurt, and I don't know whether it's to do with the pair of you together or whether your person, it feels like Aslan's been slain in this. You know, your person's coming across as the 6 of Fire. This is this little girl who looks like she knows that she's gorgeous. It's that type of feeling. And then you've got in the central pile here, which is the most important pile, the 3 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. It feels like Aslan is on the table, and I remember crying at this as a kid. That's C.S. Lewis and his symbolism. He really knew what he was doing. It's that king who is slain feeling, you know, and you just want him to... I remember being in complete and utter tears watching that, sobbing in my living room. And you've got the Lovers card underneath, and you've got the Sun card over here, and the Fool card here. This person in some way has forgotten, your person, I don't think it's you, has forgotten what it feels like to be admired and seen and loved and adored. It's Aslan. Slain. It honestly feels like this. I'm going to give you scenarios. I don't know if my imagination is very good at all. In some ways I don't think it is, but there's a feeling here that this person could be in a relationship or in a work situation where they feel like they've had the life taken out of them. I was going to say beaten, but that don't maybe taken literally, so I don't mean it literally, but it's basically they've lost their Uranus, the spark. So to me, what I'm thinking so far, without looking at these piles here, is how to get this person to take a wriggle in the relationship or get a wriggle on is for you to show them how to live again, how to love again. And I know that sounds really romantic here, but the Lover's card and the Sun. Have you ever seen a Leo Gemini? Oh my gosh. They are magnificent in playfulness and love and life. And I'm thinking here as I'm looking at this, young kids, as in like 3 or 4 that I've seen Leo Gemini. They are absolutely fascinating, absolutely awful to teach because they are just playing around, making everybody laugh all the time. You need to put this into a relationship, that feeling of hope in life, that feeling that life isn't just dredge, and to make it more light-hearted but more powerful in the same way. We'll talk about ways to do this in a minute, but that is the basics behind it. You've got here the 4 of Swords at the beginning. I haven't looked at these cards yet, and the 6 of Swords. So that to me is almost like a chironic feeling of ostracised. And I always feel that Chiron and Lilith, the words that come to my mind, I don't see this in books. It probably is, especially with Lilith, it probably is. But it to me, ostracise is the first word that comes into mind. Because when I look at things in my chart or people that are close to me chart, when they have transits from these asteroids, it's that you feel as if you're pushed out of a situation. And this person to me feels like they feel pushed out of life. And the Page of Swords is almost like putting a thread out and trying to communicate who's more like me, who can play with me here. And the 3 of Wands here as well, which is like looking out and wanting more, and maybe had a taste of it with you, but it's still sitting, what I would say is quite a dark place. There's another story in here. I think I said in pile number 1 that I have been asked a couple of times in the comments section not to give my stories, but I can't because I do feel really personable about. I feel strongly about stories, and I feel that life is a story. We are stories. And I know that sometimes it's difficult for you to relate to, but sometimes it makes sense for me to be able to deliver it like this. But I've got a cousin who is Leo Pisces, that has this feeling here. When he was young, he used to strut around everywhere. If he had a pint, you're out of the pub, he'd always have his arm like this and he'd be looking at his biceps as he was putting, and I loved him. He was warm, he was funny, and he got to a part in his life. Nobody really knows what happens because I'm not in touch with him as much anymore, but he's in a home now. I think he had diabetes, lost his leg, and became an alcoholic. But he was the person that everybody gravitated towards, this energy here. And now it feels like this. And that you don't want to let this relationship get so far down the track that the person feels totally slain by life. And for you to be able to help yourself with the Fool card and the Sun card, which is you, is to give and to be and to play and warmth and love. Which is why you've got this under this here. The 4 of Cups here and the 2 of Four of Cups again, it's like the Four of Swords. This is why the scenario with regards to my cousin just feels like this. It's painful, it's cut off, and it's not part of this person's personality. So the way that you're going to help them is by, hold on, Four of Swords, 2 is the Wheel of Fortune. This person's blocked, and what they want to do is connect to love, for life to feel like it's hopeful and fun. This feels like a sad pile to me, but it feels like it's full of a complete and utter upheaval into something that is good. What happened to Aslan? The mice ate the ropes. You can eat those ropes. Okay, so with regards to moving this relationship forward, if there's anything inside you, which I'm sure there is with these cards, that you can muster up that is warm and fun and in life wholeheartedly, and making it exciting and pushing boundaries and living for the moment, but just being yourself. Do it, be it with this person, because this person needs to see it because they've forgotten who they are. Connect. The Sun and the Lovers connect in a Leo 9 type way. Oh yeah. That's why the Sun is the centre, and that's why Leo is such a great sign, because they know how to love, and we've all got good and bad sides. You know, I've got many Leo friends, can't get a word in edgeways because they're talking about themselves, and I love it. And that has got this feeling here that don't be self-conscious, don't be what ifs, it's just be, because this person needs an example, needs to come out of what feels like a quagmire. It feels like they're imprisoned with these cards on either side. And I know this feels like a very dramatic story, but I'm just reading the cards. You've got heartache. You've got somebody who is not taking... This lion's looking at the crystal ball, and this rabbit's basically in the hedge thinking, oh, I'm a dormouse. It's like, what's happened to this person? You know, pain. Then you've got the Lovers card at the bottom for where the potential is with you and this exciting and fun-loving and warm personality, and they're like waiting for it. And then you've got the end cards, the Wheel of Fortune. It's Jupiter. It's being on top of the world and showing possibilities and giving life that extra vroom vroom vroom. The Six of Cups down here is to do it in a very leonine, connecting, warm way. It's like book a holiday, the Wheel of Fortune. Tell this person what they mean to you. You don't have to put yourself in line to feel vulnerable. Do it just because that's what we all should be doing. That Sunscreen song, it's like, you know, I always remember the bit about the dad bit in there. It's like, tell your dad you love them before they're not here. And that should apply for everybody. But we're also scared of looking like complete and utter prats. If we reveal ourselves, you don't have to do like write it all over the sky with an aeroplane. You just have to let people know. And that's the way forward in this relationship, is to be warmth, be open, be love, connect, give new possibilities towards, where you can move in this relationship. Allow it to be light-hearted. Allow this person to be themselves again, because this person feels squashed by life. Oh, right, pile number 2. I'm going to leave you there. This is makes me want to cry, because it could be so beautiful if the reins were taken off, I think, here. And the reins coming from many different areas. I think some self-imposed by them, and some you basically waiting for somebody to lift, to basically start the starter gun. Okay, gonna love you and leave you. Thank you very much. Pile number 2. Bye. Okay. Yeah, pile number 3. Lots of different thoughts here. The first thoughts are, is this person married, or is it your ex, or are there children involved? Because a possibility here. Is this person very traditional? But there's a general feeling this person's looking for a committed relationship. Yeah, those are the words I'm trying to look for here. But you've got an unusual card for them over here, which to me is wondering whether this is like got the potential of an affair. So I'm trying to be straight here because I can't think of different words. The Seven of Air with the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant card. To me, these are like cards of marriage or tradition or convention. And you've got cards underneath, which I don't normally look at because they're like extras, but you've got the No card and the nature card. So I'm thinking, what is natural, what's not natural, what is, you know, the path that this relationship or this person is running on naturally. And then you've got here the Seven of Air. That to me feels like bucking the trend with regards to a commitment, possibly here. Yeah, I don't know as yet. Let me just keep going. Let me put another card on this one. I'm just talking aloud as I'm weeding my way through this. Doesn't make sense to them. Something doesn't make sense isn't naturally what it is. It's like being asked to do something that's abnormal to their normal nature. The King of Pentacles. So, and you are asking, or I am asking, the best way for this relationship. And you've got the Six of Water and the Juno card. So, to me, what I'm getting initially is this person is turned on by commitment, is turned on by stability, is turned on by connection. There's a feeling here that this person may already have a commitment or a connection, or you may have been that in the past. You've got here the Page of Wands and the Empress card and the Central Power. And I know when people are watching this, not everybody is has fallen in love with somebody who's married, but when you get cards like the King of Pentacles and the Empress together, that to me is always like somebody who's in a committed, has the ability to commit long term, or, and especially when you've got the Juno, is a marriage. You've got the Page of Wands here as well, which possibly can indicate children. So what I'm getting here, and it might not apply to everybody at all or anybody, is a feeling of the way to connect with this person is to show them that you can commit, that you can care, and that you can be steady, even if you're interested in this person and they are already taken. It may not be easy for them to move or to move towards you, but there is an appreciation of the way that you are. This person likes steady relationships. This person's got an admiration for committed relationships. It's what they want in life. And they may already be in one, is probably the question here, but it's you still give off the air that you have the same aim. Okay, let me just keep going. Again, you've got the King of Cups here and the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands. Stability. This whole pile, the Hierophant, the King of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Four of Wands, is stability with regards to emotions and having it basically, you're putting a ring around it. You're putting a ring on your finger on those commitments. Your person's steady. Why have they got the Seven of Air here? And it's like, no, make that make sense. The King of Swords, make it be, make me understand it in a logical way. Why do I want to upturf my commitments? I don't know. Because you're appearing what this person wants, and I don't know whether you're being delivered. I know this isn't answering the question yet, whether you're being delivered to them in a way that they feel like they have to do something what they would say is underhand. Don't know. The Chariot card, the Magician card, to me there's more energy in the last pile. The Knight of Swords, because possibly they can understand it and analyse it, and it's got some balance with the Temperance card here. So let's start answering your question, or my question, which is how to get the best out of this relationship is for you to carry on, which I think you do naturally anyway with the Juno card and the Six of Water, delivering yourself in a way that is unflustered, that that reveres commitment and stability and partnerships, and that gives in a way that is gentle and kind and very considerate. Very sweet connection in this, I think, here, but I wonder whether one of you is married. It's screaming this in this pile. And, and some people in the comments sometimes say, well, not everybody is, but this one is. It's somebody, I'm not saying married, but maybe in a relationship. If it's not, it probably isn't your pile, because you wouldn't have the Seven of Air here either. So the way forward for you in this relationship, oh my God, is to show respect for the boundaries that exist, but don't change your personality, because there's something in the way that you deliver yourself, in your aspirations, in your wishes, in your dreams, and the way that your energy basically just hums to the same beat as theirs, that is very attractive to them, I would say, in this. The Chariot card, the Magician card, the Temperance card, as I said, is like more forceful, more we can move this forward. But the Temperance card is finding balance. And the Knight of Swords over here is connecting in a way that sets boundaries. You are married, or I am married, or for some reason this has got a ring that says you can't cross. But you can still connect. And to me, there's a feeling of timing in this. Which is basically in my chest, not in the cards, of who knows what will happen in a few years' time. You know, let's make some scenarios up here. Let's just say that you're drawn to somebody and one of you's in a relationship. So to me, this feels like you almost like bide your time in some way, not push, not have it, which is this person finds quite threatening, the thought of an affair. It's not have an affair, but just show yourself, which is a bit like pile number 2, and the way that you are. And maybe that relationship breaks down naturally, their relationship or your relationship, but you still remember how you both delivered your personalities and your loves and your likes to each other, and you come back later on. Is possibility in this. It's like two people that are not afraid to show how genuine they are, or not afraid to show what makes them feel secure. And that is what pings off in the pair of you, because you're both similar. Whether it is Earth, there's a Taurusy feeling here as well, with the Empress and the King of Pentacles here. And so two Taurians meeting are going to, or Taurus rising, maybe Taurus moon, are going to relate in a way that is steady, immovable, and content with what's in front of them. And that is what this is asking for. It's like, excuse me, I was about to half say something then. The Six of Water and the Juno card here is like connect in a way that shows love but isn't overpowering or gushing. And that may come back to kiss you, not come back to bite you. Because it's like, this is where we sit now. There's admiration, and as the power moves on is where the movement is. It moves on where the movement is. And it comes from an understanding and a safe place, rather than oh my gosh, I feel tempted, but I know it's not quite right. It's what I've got here. It may not fit anybody, but the way forward in this is to be yourself, to be open, to be kind, to be careful, to be yourself. To be yourself. I'm looking at the Empress when I'm saying that 10 times. And the King of Pentacles, the Empress sits there. She allows situations to come towards her. She just is beautiful, very Libra Taurus, very beautiful in just being. That could, if that's not kids, that could be something that is starting, that may pick up pace later on. But to me, the way forward is not to make a move. It's not to push. It's not to strive or to you got the Magician card here, but it comes later on. It's not to manipulate the circumstance. So this person can't actually figure out what's the correct thing, because that might make them back off. This is just to lie in it and to show. It's basically like showcase yourself, because you're very similar natured, but I feel there's something in between that doesn't allow this person to move forward. Whether it is kids, whether it's marriage, I don't know, but it's something that they are doing. This could so easily just be work, and they're committed to a certain project or a certain job, or they've moved abroad and they're just doing this certain something, and they're steady in accumulating wealth, millions. They're just steady in with the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant, committing to something and setting something up. So it doesn't have to be marriage and kids, but there is that in there too. Two people that are very sensual, very sexy, very not afraid of each other, or to not afraid to be, but afraid to break out of what society deems as immoral. Whatever we deem is, basically up to us, isn't it? But it is seen as, I guess society sees certain things as immoral. And I think they tend to revere society's thoughts at this moment in their life. You haven't got Uranus in here, be like, yeah, who cares what everybody else thinks? It's like, I've got to live my life. This has got an opposite feeling that it would kill them to, not literally, to go against the grain of what is deemed as appropriate in life. So, to summarise here, the best way to get this relationship moving is to be, to connect, to show your personality. I said showcase, didn't I? To be kind, to be caring, to relate, to not push, to be laid back with regards to timing in here. The Empress card, the King of Pentacles, they don't rush anything. And then wait later on, because I think this is going to pick up momentum, this pile here. So, but don't do anything as yet. Yeah, I don't know if that's good news or bad news, but pile number 3, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I hope you enjoy the readings. I'm going to say bye.